What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of What's on the Menu. Last night was amazing because it felt like a regular sports night. I'm sure the Sports Center people and ESPN and all the highlight shows were over the moon with how much happened. Dale, good morning. How we doing?
Good morning, Will. A little unwell. A lot of bad news yesterday. You predicted it. The domino effect happened. Will, lead us off. What's going on?
Well, your good old Big Ten Conference, they are pulling the plug. And the Pac-12. We knew that was going to happen. In terms of the Big 12, the SEC, and the ACC, they are going to fight to death until the end to play. At this point, it's sad, right? Like, they're saying canceled, postponed. Look, stop saying postponed. They're not playing football in the spring.
Nope.
That is the dumbest idea I have ever heard.
Yep.
Not only because if the winter sports do follow through, that's going to interfere. That you were asking way too much for a college athlete to play 2 seasons in a calendar year. That's fucking ridiculous. Get out of here with that bullshit.
Well, you could not have said that better, in my opinion. It is the most unrealistic thing that I have ever heard to ask a football player, especially think of the seniors. Think of the people who are going to enter the draft. None of those players will play football in the spring. Not a single one of them. And if they do, I'm going to say it right now. You're dumb. There's no point to.
You bring up a good point with the NFL, with the draft, because that is a spring event. And in any other normal circumstance, the NFL draft is like a festival. Insane amount of entertainment, obviously. But they're not going to let that happen. There's no way because of the draft process. You had the combine, you had the workouts, the pro days. And if I'm Fields, your boy from Ohio State, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, those are the 2 poster children that are going to be kind of highlighting this whole process. They're not going to fucking play.
They're not playing.
They have enough tape between high school and college. That's enough. Yeah. I feel bad for, you mentioned it, the seniors that aren't going pro, for some of these fringe players. What if there's a guy that's still developing that comes out of nowhere? It's a sad day. It really sucks.
Yeah, it's brutal. You know, I want to hold out some hope. I feel like there's still a sliver of hope that maybe these universities, like if, I don't know, maybe something can happen and we get some games or something, because it seems like a lot of outrage from players and coaches, and it feels like maybe it really wasn't a group decision. They just wanted more caution behind the season. They didn't want the season pulled, per se, from a lot of what I'm seeing. So, you know, we'll see. I'm trying to stay positive, but –
they don't want to be liable, and it makes sense.
I get it.
All these people are saying, "Oh, let's get a commissioner for the NCAA." What the fuck is Mark Emmert doing?
Yeah,
he's been hiding this entire time.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the NCAA they shit the bed on this one, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. Follow the SEC for sure. See what kind of decisions they make. Something to keep our eyes on. I don't know what else to say.
The Big 12, Notre Dame still wants to play. It sucks, man. It really does. The fact that it's not happening.
But last night, Will, we had the premiere. Your Los Angeles Chargers and the LA Rams were on Hard Knocks. I've been watching Hard Knocks now for about 3 to 4 years. The Browns were on it a couple of years ago. Last night was weird. I thought the show was good, but man, was it weird seeing how training camp's going to be this year.
2 clarity points. One, they are the San Diego Chargers of Los Angeles County, or the San Diego Chargers. They're not. It's never going to work there. And yes, to your point, back to Hard Knocks. It was the weirdest fucking episode I have ever seen. Mm-hmm. Not only was there so much limited football, and I get it with the CDC guidelines, they aren't allowed to do anything. I take more of like the smaller details. Man, I'm worried. And there's 5 episodes. How much more can they kind of squeeze out of this without any playing? I mean, do you put that more on the producers for NFL Films and HBO? Because some of it, I didn't see a lot of Joey Bosa. I didn't see a lot of Austin Eckler. These marquee names, Tyrod Taylor's not really a camera guy. You can attest to that because he was on the Browns when Baker Mayfield wasn't the starter yet a few years ago. And then Justin Herbert, not really the biggest Hollywood, get behind the camera. No, not at all. I think my biggest takeaway, Anthony Lynn. I didn't know he got infected with COVID. Team COVID right here, survivors.
I can't promise you you're not going to get infected. I got infected. I've talked to some people that say they're sick of this virus. I'm like, what the hell is that supposed to mean?
And second, if I'm a player, I would love to play for that guy.
Yeah, I thought Anthony Lynn stole the show last night. He was probably my biggest star of the night. But no, dude, I don't know. It's like you said, it was the weirdest episode I've ever seen. And everything that we get to see now that gets a taker or that we get to take a deeper dive into how this season's going to go makes me sadder and sadder because it's just not normal. It's not, and I don't like it. I'm here with it. I don't like it.
You can attest to it too. Your Cleveland Browns were on it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And there's always juicy storylines. The
Yep.
thing that I'm going to miss is that underdog story, right? They kind of touched on it on the Rams. Let's go to the Rams really fast. First of all, I think the Rams are way overplayed. One. Two, how much plastic surgery has Sean McVay's girlfriend had? I was impressed with how much. No, look. We're watching it last night, and I'm mesmerized by his magnificent home. Good for him. Overlooking, way up in the hills, I'm sure. I don't know if the Kardashians are down the street, but fuck, he is a young guy. How old is he? 33, 34? You got to assume that his lady is what? North of 22? Something like that. She looked young. But the fact that she had so much injections, I couldn't get over that.
If you can afford it, you can afford it. I don't know. People are weird. They do.
I'm pretty sure McVay's fucking paying with that. I'm sure he is.
I mean, his roster is pretty impressive. Holly Saunders a couple years ago. I mean, his girlfriend now is still hot. Good for Sean McVay.
His roster.
Good for Sean McVay. Speaking of rosters,
that's only the ones we know about. For
literally.
Sure.
I mean, I'm sure his non-public roster is just as impressive. So it is what it is. I mean,
every Tuesday, check it out. We will discuss it probably the following Wednesday. There's always going to be some headline. So pay attention to that. I'm also paying attention to Damian Lillard. Dale, the NBA is so close to the playoffs. Damian Lillard last night scored 61 points. And I don't want to be stats guy, but fuck, his third 50-plus point game of the season. If there's a bubble MVP, you got to give it to him, right?
Him or Devin Booker.
At this point, dude, I think I'm going Lillard.
My vote would go Dame for sure, but those are the only two.
I think the Suns have been a great story, but like all good things, like every great party, it eventually comes to an end.
Yeah.
I think they didn't have the benefit of time. Funny headlines, their social media is on point. A lot of the NBA's Twitter, God bless them. Sheer entertainment.
Yeah.
But from the basketball standpoint, we keep saying it. If they win on Thursday against the Nets, the Lakers do not want to play them.
Dude, Dame's on fire. Trailblazers as a whole right now they're playing some good basketball. The only thing that scares me, I don't know if you saw this yet or not, CJ McCollum has a fracture in his back.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that could be detrimental to their chances of beating the Lakers.
They definitely need him. So that was reported, I think, last night or a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And we kind of thought, what the fuck's wrong with him?
We talked about that the other day. I said, man, CJ doesn't seem right. Gary Trent Jr. is playing like significantly better than him right now. I think I even said, is CJ expendable? Like, should they trade CJ for like a 4 or 5 to make that roster fit more? And you guys were like, no way. And then it comes out CJ has a broken vertebrae in his back. And I was like, there we go.
Can you imagine playing with that pain? Like, what drugs do you get to go through that? Do you get a shot? I have
no idea. Dude, I have no idea. But
we were bitching about playing golf, but now you imagine a stress fracture in your fucking back going against 7 feet grown men.
That's why they make millions of dollars, though. We're amateur golfers and they're making mills. But yeah, that's something to keep our eye on for sure. But guys, that's all we have for you today, Wednesday. Go follow us, WOTM Daily, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Sub, like, retweet, follow. We appreciate all you guys. Will, let's have a good Wednesday, my man.
Let's get through this hump day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hey, see ya.